Chapter 5, The Cloden Wildwood.
Alright, chat. Here's the deal. It's been almost 8 hours. I'm gonna bring the stream to a close, but not just yet. We'll get through the cutscenes and stuff. And then, before we start the next fight, I'm gonna go ahead and bring the stream to a close. But we'll go through the cutscenes so that you know what we're getting ourselves into. And then next time around, we'll actually do the battle itself. How about that? Throws her pocket lint at her and says, I mean, it's not pocket lint, man. It's supposed to be seeds.
Thanks in part to Squad 7, the Great Vassal Bridge is back in our hands. That pushed the front line back, forcing the Empire to gather forces in central Gallia.
Does this mean we're headed that way as well?
The army will take that front. Meanwhile, the militia will head south. Our next target is here, in the Cloden area.
The Cloden Wildwood. I was there last summer taking soil samples. It's a dense forest with plenty of hills and valleys. It's hard to get around in there.
What's our strategic objective there, Captain?
The Empire has set up a supply base there to fuel their invasion of central Gallia.
I see. So if we seize the supply base, we cut off the flow of supplies moving north.
Precisely. The 3rd Regiment's objective is to take that base. All squads are to prepare for woodland combat and await orders. Good luck. Dismissed.
We're gonna prepare for woodland combat. Still gonna be wearing the same blue uniforms, though. Just for the record.
Woodland combat? What a nightmare.
What do you mean?
The woods dull your sense of direction, and poor roads make for slow advances. This'll be our toughest operation yet.
Maybe so, but deeper in the woods you have a better chance of spotting rare foliage. There's one kind of insectivorous plant in Cloden called the moondew that can suck a...
All right, I get it. You really do have a one-track mind, you know that?
I'm saying nature isn't just a burden. We might find the key to victory in the woods.
All right. I'll keep a lookout for your key while I'm slogging along. Hopefully your plant won't have eaten it.
Now we get to meet the villains, chat.
Gallia's mongrels have reclaimed Vassal Bridge. Are the men of our defensive units cowards? This loss is a stain on the Emperor's honor. Useless fools.
I hear the enemy cross the river in tanks. And whoever's leading them is no fool.
On the contrary, this was a fluke. These are peasants, nothing more. Peasants and barbarians. How could they be anything else?
If birthright is all it takes to win a battle, you must find war so very boring.
The issue here is Gallia's resistance and how to end it, swiftly and decisively.
Exactly. They'll use their victory at Vassal Bridge as footing for a counterstrike in central Gallia.
How shall we proceed? What says your grace?
We will extinguish these flames. Our course is clear. The Gallian army must be crushed.
That wasn't exactly sage wisdom.
We will require reinforcements. They will be sent to Central Gallia. Now then, the route of supply through Cloden has to be made unshakable. Gregor, see to a restructuring of our central forces. Then you will continue to press northward.
Sir.
We will head to Barrius. Selvaria, be so kind as to accompany us there.
With pleasure. And to the ends of the earth, Your Grace.
The Cloden Basin supply lines. See to them, Jaeger. They need protecting. Gallia may have already dispatched troops to the south. Therefore, make haste to Cloden.
Of course. Leave it to me, Your Grace.
Yeah, I mean, the cloak is clearly there to save on Romas. You can literally sweep like a quarter of the floor just from walking 3 feet. So, we've been introduced to the main antagonists of the game. We've also been introduced to Selvaria. And if you don't know anything about Valkyria Chronicles, you probably still know who she is. I have a lot to say about her as a character. But because we've just met her, and because we haven't had a chance to see her character arc play out, I'm not gonna say a whole lot about it. But I have a lot to say about her character arc and how she fits into this story. That's all I'm gonna say for now about it. But I think she's probably one of the most interesting characters in this game. So, again, I'll explain why when we get there. We're not there yet. Oh, for sure, Avelia. I do have all the DLCs because the PC version of the game comes with it, so we'll definitely play through her DLC. I didn't want to play it ahead of time because the DLCs assume that you've already played through the full game. So I wanted to make sure that we actually beat the game, and then we can go through and play the DLCs. Yeah, she definitely brings the most assets to the table as well. But again, I think she's probably the most interesting character in this game. And when we get to the point where it's relevant to have that rant, I will absolutely have that rant.
What are we doing? Remind me, whose idea was it to come out here anyway? Enough with the trees already.
You could say that again. Woods are so thick you can't tell up from down with these trees.
Here we go.
Hey, great. What did he find? A map in the dirt?
Alicia, hold on to these for me, will you?
Sure, Welkin. What are these? Some kind of nuts?
No. Actually, they're longbeard goat droppings.
Ah! Gross! You made me hold poo? Are you crazy? Ugh! Hey, Welks. Did you find something useful?
Come here. Take a look at this.
The grass has been trampled down, looks like. What's the deal with that?
An animal trail. With any luck, this could be our way out. Animals have a natural instinct to find the most efficient path. That's why the grass is trampled down. They snap off the branches, they eat the grass. As a result, they clear a perfect trail.
So if we make like goats and follow it, the path will take us through.
The enemy supply base should be nearby. This is where we'll start our operation.
Yeah, I mean, Silvari is probably the best Imperial character simply by virtue of being the only one that isn't just a one-dimensional villain for most of the game. That's not to say that all the villains are one-dimensional. A lot of them are. Some of them are not. And incidentally, once the game moves on from the first entry, it starts to get a little more nuanced, and like once it moves away from the framing device of being, you know, like a biased, unreliable author's narration of events, you start to see that there are more interesting characters on the Imperial side, but in this game specifically, she's definitely the most interesting character in the game. But I would argue she's also one of the most interesting characters in the series. Alright, Chad. We didn't have a mascot character, but we're about to. I mean, personally, Bestimoto is my mascot character, but he's not the mascot character.
La 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 la.
That's really nice, Rosie. What song is that? It's so pretty.
Oh, just a song I sang back in the day.
Oh, you used to be a singer? I didn't know that.
Ha! You paint a much prettier picture than it was. I used to sing at a bar in my town.
Still, that song was really pretty. I'd love to hear the whole thing sometime.
Maybe I'll put on a little show one of these days.
We're not alone here. I'll go investigate. Put your hands in the air. Mike?
There's your mascot character, Chad. You are not, in fact, seeing things. It is a pig with wings.
It's a pig? It looks like a Porcavian piglet. What's your story? Get separated from your mom?
I'll take a look further in.
Well, what did you find?
There must have been a skirmish here. It looks like a stray bullet hit his mother.
Even all the way out here, the war's still claiming lives.
You lost your family too, huh, little guy? Left all alone.
Well, Alicia, does he want to come with us?
What? Can we?
We're the militia. Every Gallian has the right to join.
The Poles adopted a fucking bear. It doesn't matter.
You hear that? As of today, you're a member of Squad 7, little guy.
Monk? Monk!
And Alanix, first time chatter. Listen, chat, if you're ever gonna enter a chat, okay, if you're ever gonna go into a chat, this is a first time chat. If you get punched, or I'm sorry, if you got into a fight and you got punched through a mountain like an anime character, what would you do? That's a first chat. Some people say hi. Some people, some people immediately just make fun of you or insult you. This man says, if you got punched through a mountain, what do you do? That's a hell of a question. I mean, the obvious answer is I would probably be dead. But assuming that I survive, as all good anime characters do, obviously I would have to then, I don't know, go Super Saiyan level 10 and then be angry and then go back and punch whoever punched me so that they also fly through a different mountain. Or, you know what? I think it'd even be better if I punch them so that they fly through the same mountain. Right? Is that a good answer? That's the best I got on short notice, anyway. But anyway, first, thank you for gifting a sub to Alanix. I don't know if that's actually the correct way to pronounce that. If it's not, let me know. I can't promise I'll remember, but I'll try, at least. So thank you, Urs, for the generosity, as always, and Alanix, welcome not only to the stream, first-time chatter, but also to the cult of bad tactical decisions. We're always glad to have new converts. It is correct. All right. At least I got it right this time. All right, chat. Well, there we go. It looks like we're going to be doing the mission next time around. So for all of you that are just getting here, I do apologize. The plan was to bring the stream to a close. So let me go ahead and drop a save here. Because remember, this game does not auto-save. This is from ye olden days when you had to manually save your game. Well, thank you, Alanix. We did actually play through Metal Gear Solid 5 at one point, and I put those emotes together for everybody. I'm a huge Metal Gear fan, so I put some emotes together so that everybody could alert and caution. Let's just say it was not a total stealth run of Metal Gear Solid 5. So, yeah. Those emotes saw some use. Showing my age right now with a manual save. I mean, trust me, I get it. I'm older than I sound, I'll tell you that much. I will also share with you my demos run in the older brackets. Again, 25 to 55 male is 99% of my audience, so most of my viewers definitely skew to the older end. But we're glad to have you all the same. Again, we are going to be wrapping up the stream here. It's been 8 hours, which is usually, I mean, I don't normally stream this long. But as you can clearly see, I'm having a lot of fun with Valkyria Chronicles. This is my first time going back and playing it in quite a few years. And it's been a lot of fun going through it again, playing with you guys, and introducing you to this game. Again, one of my favorite games of all time in the best franchise of all time. I said before at the beginning, I'll say it again, they just don't make games like this anymore. The attention to detail, the consistent theme, the narrative framing devices, they don't make them like this anymore. So, glad to share it with you. Obviously, we will be playing some more in the future, so be sure to check back in on the next stream, and you can catch some more Valkyria Chronicles as we work our way through it. Again, we do also have the DLCs, so once we get through the main campaign, I'll be more than happy to go through and play the DLCs as well. And there are, I mean, okay, so there's the 2 DLCs that we would probably play through would be the ED Detachment and the Silvaria DLC, because both of those are like story. The other stuff is mostly skirmish stuff. So it's not really, like, it doesn't, not to say that content is bad, but it doesn't add anything to the story. It just adds like extra missions, extra enemies, that kind of stuff. So we might play through those as well, but generally I'm just going for like a narrative playthrough to get from beginning to end. Deaf Guy says, I do wish they'd make more Valkyria Chronicles. I mean, to be fair, 4 came out in, what, 2019? I think? it wasn't actually that long ago. I mean, I say that. 5 years is actually a long time. But when you consider that the first and the second game were in development almost at the same time. The third game was developed on a shoestring budget, and 4 took 5 or 6 years to come out. But here's the other thing about Valkyria Chronicles, though. Like, I didn't even know that Valkyria Chronicles 4 was gonna be a thing until like 6 months before it came out. I hadn't heard anything about it. I hadn't heard anybody mention that it was coming out, anything like that. And then like 6 months before launch, they did this big gameplay reveal with some website. It was IGN or GameSpot or some gaming journalism website. They did this big expose, this gameplay demo of it, and it kind of just came out of nowhere because I've mentioned this before. There is a game in the series that I don't even consider part of the series, and it's called Valkyria Revolution. It's not a Valkyria Chronicles game. It has nothing to do with these games. It literally doesn't even take place in the same universe. It is literally just writing the name. That's all it is. But that game sold so badly that it almost killed Valkyria Chronicles 4. And so when I heard about it coming out and they were like, oh yeah, it's coming out in whatever, like it was the summer and they were like, yeah, it's gonna be coming out in the spring of next year. And I was like, it's fucking what? Excuse me? I was just as surprised as everybody else because there was no fanfare, there was no marketing, there was no lead up. It was just like, hey, by the way, this game's basically done and we're just putting the finishing touches on it. And then it was out less than a year later. How was 4? I enjoyed 4. I have said before, if I'm gonna rank the games, the 4 games in the mainline franchise, my favorite is 3. Entirely for narrative reasons. I don't really like the gameplay because it's that PSP gameplay, which wasn't very good. But in terms of narrative, I think 3 is the best game. I think 4 is next best because it took all the good things that the series had done, got rid of a lot of the chaff and a lot of the bad things, and kind of distilled the franchise into what it felt like it always needed to be. 4 was very, very good. And it understood, once again, it understood what the previous games did right and what the previous games did wrong. And it cut out a lot of the things that I thought, not necessarily bad things about the series, but things that it could have done better. 1 is obviously going to be my 3rd place, and 2 is in last place because 2 didn't really feel like a Valkyria Chronicles game. It was made by the same team, it was made with the same development house, but it was the first release on PSP, and it didn't feel like a Valkyria Chronicles game. Don't get me wrong, that's not to say that I dislike the first game. I mean, we're sitting here playing it. I love this game. I don't have enough good things to say about this game. But I think if you look at the series as a whole, it was a great foundation. It's an excellent starting point. And I think, I mean, without this game, the rest of the series wouldn't exist. And that deserves recognition. That definitely deserves recognition. Yeah, if you don't know, Valkyria Chronicles 2 and 3 were both released on the PSP. 2 got a US release, 3 did not. There are fan patches out there that allow you to play it in English. That's how I played it. And the fan translation was actually pretty good. You know, there was some overflow issues and things like that. That's always going to happen with a fan translation. But in general, very good translation of the game. As far as I'm aware, that's the only way to play it still. Which is a tragedy because Valkyria Chronicles 3 is a great story. Like I said, take it or leave it on the gameplay, but the story is outstanding in 3. And I will say this. Mr. Gallia, first time chatter comes in, says, "What's this game?" I can see your name. You know that, right? You know I can see your name. I know that you know what this game is. Don't even play that. Don't play that with me. Anyway. Welcome to the chat, Mr. Gallia. Unfortunately, you did catch us as we're winding down. Megas, listen, we've been over this. Ernst doesn't understand sarcasm. Ernst does not understand sarcasm. Well, here's the difference, Mr. Gallia. Here's the difference. There's a difference between Valkyria Chronicles streamers and Valkyria Chronicles fans. I am a fan. I am a super fan of the game, of the franchise. I love this game. I think this is the greatest gaming franchise of all time. I suspect you might agree based on your name. So yeah, that's the difference between somebody who's just streaming it and somebody who actually loves this game. So, trust me, I got the reference immediately. But I will say this, for those of you that are interested. I'm not recommending that you go watch it, but there are animes of the first 3 games. Anime adaptations of the first 3 games. But I would caution you against watching them for a couple of reasons. Number 1, they're funded by SEGA but have nothing to do with the games. When I say they have nothing to do with the games, I mean they're summaries of the game's plots, but they don't have the nuance. The animes don't understand what makes the games good. And especially with 3, they completely missed the plot. Like, they lost the plot entirely, in the sense that with 3, they just didn't understand what the game was trying to do. Yeah, it was a typical game to anime adaptation. I do not recommend that you watch them. Because again, it misses the point on so many things. And I hate to say that, but they do exist. Watch them at your own risk. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is they basically tried to take this game, again, a tactical game, a thinking game, a game with narrative nuance, with depth, and they basically just tried to turn it into a harem comedy / action show. And it didn't work. It didn't work because, again, they missed the point. They tried to take a game that was really good, strip out all the reasons that it was good, and then make a show that just looked like it. Like, the characters look the same, they have the same names, they say the same things, but they completely missed the point. There we go. Here we are, back in Valkyria Chronicles, and hold on, I'll get the sound going here in just a second. I just have to click into the window. There we go. So you should be getting the game sound now. But yeah, here we are, back in Valkyria Chronicles. Again, we worked our way through the tutorial sections of the game on the last stream, and of course, I took frequent pauses to gush about the game and all the different reasons that I love it and why it is, in my opinion, one of the best games in my favorite franchise of all time. So when last we left off, we had just started chapter 5. We went through the cutscenes and we were basically just waiting to start the battle. So, we got to meet the villains, we got to meet Maximilian, who's the leader of the Empire invasion force in Gallia, as well as his 3 generals. We got to watch Alicia hold deer poop. And we got to meet Hans, as you can see here. Well, I don't know if they've actually named him Hans yet, but you got to meet the mascot character, which is, in fact, a pig with wings. Goat poop. Okay, well, what? Goat poop, deer poop, whatever. It's animal poop. Of course, we do have a flying pig as well. But it's time to get into the battle, chat. It is time to get into the battle and start the Chapter 5 Cloden Wildwood engagement. What about when pigs fly? I mean, I think...
Here is a brief on the task at hand.
I feel like the wings are vestigial and don't actually let the pig fly. Just saying. The enemy's supply base is located at the east end of these woods, tucked behind a tight defensive line. You know I like my defensive lines tight, chat. You know I like my defensive lines, chat. And I like them tight. Your squad will sweep in and attack from the west to capture it and cut off their lifeline. I suggest you hit the base head-on with your tank while foot soldiers take the north path behind the enemy's back. Your objective is the occupation of the enemy's base camp. Tread carefully. I suspect they've planted mines all across the area leading up to the base. Oh, they have. They have absolutely planted mines. You should be able to see them, but be careful. Accidentally stepping on one will mean major damage. Well, depending on the class, it can mean death. I think scouts, engineers, and snipers basically go down in one go from a mine, so they're pretty rough. An engineer can dismantle a landmine by approaching it and pressing the button when the command appears. Also remember that a tank can roll over landmines without sustaining damage. That's another way to clear the road. Conversely, foot soldiers can walk on the larger anti-tank mines unharmed, but a tank will take tread damage. Which is funny because, okay, listen, I understand that some mines are just meant to disable or otherwise damage the tracks on a tank, but the big AT mines are meant to just, like, explode up through the bottom of the tank and either kill or otherwise disable the crew or the guts of the tank. So, like, I mean, I get it. It's a video game. It's a conceit. Putting this in Valkyria 4 in the queue after I get caught up with the Trail series. Yeah, Ratnux. I mean, Valkyria Chronicles is an outstanding game, outstanding series. Highly recommended. And the first game, at least, you can get relatively cheap. And with that being said, you might even be able to get it cheaper right now on Steam since the spring sale is going on. And there's a lot of deep discounts. I mean, all praise be to Gaben for his generosity. So yeah, now might be the perfect time to pick up Valkyria Chronicles if you don't already own it on account of the spring sale. Had them for years, already played through the first one several times. Oh, okay, well, if that's the case, then you already know. We've heard word that enemy backup is approaching even now. Get out there and claim that base fast. If you say so. If you say so, Militia Mommy. Alright, let us position some units. I think with the tanks, we'll send in some of our... Let's see, who have we not sent? I think Aisha's the only shock trooper that we haven't sent yet. So we'll send her. Let's see, we haven't put in Carl, so we'll put him in. Let me see. Do I want another shock trooper? I feel like I want to send a Lancer, but I also want to send a Lancer through the back as well. So let's do this. Let's put in a scout. And we haven't sent in Frisia yet, so we'll send her in. I'm trying to make sure that we get a good rotation, because obviously unlocking the story for each of the characters involves you actually sending them on missions. Why are we giving praise to the Lord Gaben this time? Because of the Spring Sailors. Because as you posted in the Discord, it is a time of much rejoicing, of great celebration as the Spring Sail is upon us. Alright, so we're obviously gonna go with... I don't think we've put in Noche, so we'll put him in as well. We need... obviously we need Largo. I kind of want to put in Elise as well, but... I don't know. Do we need... there's not that many tanks on this map, is the thing. There's not that many tanks on the map. Let me think here, Chad. I apologize. I'm taking way too long to figure this out. I guess we can put in Catherine. Snipers are not real good mobility-wise, but it might come in handy. Alright, chat. Let's get it started.
Now, let's begin the operation.
The enemy's supply base is through these woods. Squad 7, move out!
All right.
The tank will follow the road to the south. Team 2, take the trail to the base.
All right, listen up and I'll explain.
About team attacks. Sometimes, when units near allies attack, those allies will join in with supporting fire. Up to 3 units can team up, and their support fire comes at no CP cost. God damn it, Chad. Command points! Command points. We're not using the abbreviation. The units in your squad each have specific other members that they especially like well. Teaming up with those units will result in an exceptionally powerful attack. Staging a team attack against crouching enemies can be a very smart way to defeat them. However, bunching up for team attacks can leave your soldiers open to powerful area attacks from grenades and mortars. Know when to group up for offense and when to stay spread out for defense. Thanks, Dad. Erst. Chat. Erst doesn't understand sarcasm. I know that's kind of a running joke at this point, but I don't think he would get that joke either. So I'm just pointing it out for everybody. Erst cannot into sarcasm. Cannot into facetious. If you don't know what facetious is, look it up. So chat, Erst is that guy who, like, when you make a joke, and you make a deadpan joke, and I know this, I'm speaking from personal experience because this has happened multiple times, where I make a deadpan joke, and everybody in chat laughs, and then Erst chimes in, and he's like, actually, that's the exact opposite of what you just said. And all I can think of is The Simpsons. That's the joke. Ladies and gentlemen, Erst. Anyway, let's get this party started, chat. Are we sure his name isn't Drax? You know, it's not. It wouldn't be a terrible alias for him. Now that I think about it. As a matter of fact, I'm now I'm now inspired to create another Battletech portrait for Earth that's basically just Drax. This is good. This is where the inspiration comes from, chat.
Here we go!
Alright, let's see about some mines. Can we roll over some mines here?
Let's tip the scales in Gallia's favor.
Enemy sighted!
Enemy sighted. Why are we stopping?
Anti-tank gunnery sighted on the north bank. Pushing ahead could prove dangerous.
We'll have to hope Team 2 can take it out from behind.
Phrasing. Where's the gun? Is it over there?
I've got a visual on the
I can't see him through the
base up
trees.
ahead.
Is it an actual anti-tank gun, or are they just talking about the Lancers? No, they're talking about over there.
It's just ahead.
Fuck it.
Keep that cover fire coming. They blocked the road.
I'm just gonna have to hope that they don't somehow manage to get the luckiest critical on the magic pixel that might be exposed. Alright, let's see. Can I actually shoot at anything? I mean, aside from the... Chad, if we hit... Ha. Who says we gotta send the other team around the backside? Who says we gotta send them around the back?
Please be careful.
Get wrecked, nerd. I think we send in the scout first. Let's get a visual on the enemy here.
Found an enemy sighted. Get ready.
Well, do you have a visual on that base yet?
All right, let's be very careful here, cause I don't. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Come on, Noche. You got this. You got this, buddy. I believe. Believe in the me that believes in you. Outstanding. Outstanding.
Did you see that?
Man down. Everybody be careful.
That's
Found
what we
an
like
enemy.
to call an ambush maneuver.
Camp occupation confirmed. Let's keep it up.
Alright, so I'm gonna leave Noche here so that he can guard just in case. I don't think they're gonna throw any snipers at me, but I don't like him being exposed like this. It kinda makes me nervous. Kinda makes me nervous. I'm trying to remember. This might have been a quality of life feature from another game in the series. I was trying to think about, there's a way that you can, like, recall your troops.
Understood.
It costs a command point, but then I'm like, okay, well,
Where
everybody's
is
gonna get
everybody?
left alone. Which is not
Don't
good.
bite off more than you can chew.
Alright, let's disarm that mine.
Please don't put yourself at risk.
And then I'll use the tank as cover for now. Since the tank is not going to be able, like, the rest of the mines are up here, and I don't think that the tank is going to be able to get up there in a single turn. So, we'll do that.
Moving out!
Obviously, we got to get a leash out there. Be careful not to step on the landmine.
Enemy supply base sighted. It's just ahead. Take that Imperial supply base.
I saw you over there, motherfucker. There's somebody over
Watch
there.
out for gunfire from long range.
What is it, though? Oh. Well.
They're after me.
So we got the anti-tank cannon. I doubt that I'm gonna... Like, I was hoping I could get, like, maybe a wing shot on the guy, but... It's probably not gonna happen. That's okay. At least by keeping Alicia here, we can see them. Bring him a flag, or it's an aura you can learn from the old guy. Yeah, it might be.
If you see an opening, strike it.
It might be an order. That might be what I'm thinking of. Let me see. I don't know that Catherine's gonna be especially useful here, but I'll put her here on the bank, and you know, maybe she can take shots at people. Oh, we can't even shoot through the fence. That's unfortunate. I mean, I'm gonna try it, but I don't think we can shoot through the fence.
Goodbye.
Yeah, doesn't go through the fence. Alright. Yeah, can't shoot through a chain link fence, because video games. Come on, you know how this works.
I'm on it.
You know how this works, because video games.
Leave that one.
I gotcha.
God, what chat? Why? They gave a 12-year-old a machine gun. Why? Alright, so I got one more action point. I could move the scout, but there's no more grass up here. Could also move Largo, but honestly, he's gonna be slow as balls. I mean, I wanted to put him on the map for the command point, but...
Been waiting here.
God, he's just, like, he's so slow. I think I'm gonna send him back to the base. I'm gonna send him back to the base.
Stay close out there. The trees are limiting our visibility.
Wait, what are y'all donkeys talking about? I must have missed the statement. Whatever the statement was. Alright, chat. Let's see what the enemy's gonna do. Let's see what they're gonna do. I mean, Erst, it's okay if the trees are speaking, as long as they're not speaking Vietnamese. Oh shit. Apparently our man's had a grudge against that tree.
Underminer fire!
Oh, I see. That was one of the guns in that, like, in that base that I'm seeing, probably, over the hill. And we got a shock trooper. Oh, and it looks like an officer shock trooper. Evasion. When being attacked, units will sometimes duck under enemy fire and avoid damage. Yeah, that gets really annoying in the late game. This is called evasion and can be negated by attacking from the target's rear. Phrasing. Phrasing. Attacks from behind also cause the target to panic. Chat, it's just getting worse, leading to slightly lower accuracy during their counterattack. This is yet another reason to always guard your own back while actively trying to circle around your foes.
Entering combat!
Time for a dirt nap, forest picnickers.
Okay, we'll roll up right here.
Keep an eye on your rear.
And I'm gonna use the mortar, and you may be wondering why I'm using the mortar against lancers who have blast resistance. The main reason I'm doing it is to get rid of the sandbags, so that our people will be able to take them out without worrying about cover. Also, we sent that dude into another area code. I approve. Alright, I'm just thinking here about the best way to do this. Just trying to think about the best way to do this.
I'm on it.
Because, like, order of operations is important. Very important, incidentally. Like, you gotta make sure that you shoot the right things, you move the right troops in the right order. Go for the headshot, Rosie.
Now's our chance!
I mean, the Edelweiss was gonna help on that, but... didn't need to, apparently.
I gotcha!
I don't think Aisha's gonna get the kill here, but I'm still gonna take the shot regardless. Oh, we're not even... We're out of effective range. We're out of effective range. It's barely 15 minutes in, we're already in the game. I mean... Shinigami, it's been over an hour. I don't know why it says 15 minutes for you. Let's go for headshots anyway.
Here goes!
Hey, there we go. We did a whole 10 damage, Chad.
Understood.
Alright, let's see if Carl is a killer. Let's see if Carl is a killer. So I feel like the answer is no, but we're still gonna try. Oh shit! Carl is a killer, chat.
Who are these guys?
Alright, if I try to get up to the sandbags, the tank is gonna take reaction fire.
Please don't put yourself at risk.
If I hide behind the tank, I'm basically asking
All units, watch your
to
surroundings.
get mortared, but let's do this. We'll try to spread our people out a little bit,
Continue firing.
and hopefully that'll be enough. Hopefully that'll be enough. Alright, I hate to do this,
Watch me dance!
but I gotta do it. Because she's not gonna serve a purpose back here. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna send you back. And we'll redeploy you here. So that's 2 command points wasted this turn for that. But I'm actually okay with it because I think it's gonna serve a purpose down the line.
Leave it back up to me.
I think it's gonna serve a purpose down the line. Don't step on the landmine.
I feel much calmer.
Alright, Catherine. You got that accuracy boost. Time to put it to use. Good shit, Catherine. Good shit.
I'm not done yet.
Wait, somebody... Yep, Rock and Stone. I was about to say, I thought I saw a Rock and Stone in chat. Rock and Stone. Alright. I don't know if they're gonna continue to charge at us. But we're about to bring in Frisia next turn,
Ready for
so
action.
I'm gonna send Noche around the northern pass
Enemy
here
sighted. Get ready.
and see what we can see through this direction. And hopefully I'm not running my mans
Found
into
an
a
enemy.
death trap. Oh my goodness. I am, in fact, running my mans into a death trap. Alright, Noche, listen. I know you're currently under fire, but your life literally depends on you killing this man's. Literally depends on you killing this man, because if you don't, he is going to kill you. This is do or die, Noche. Okay. This time it was due.
That? You're doing well. Just
This
keep it up.
time the answer was due.
Enemy supply base sighted. It's just ahead.
Oh, I see you,
Watch out
you
for gunfire
snaky
from long
fuck.
range.
There's a landmine right there. Someone move up to the tree to hopefully give us a little bit of cover. Alright, there we go. Let's see what they're gonna do. Let's see how they react. Okay.
Minor damage sustained.
Tonk is gonna tonk. That's to be expected. That dude's apparently just doing circles around the building. As you do.
Here we go!
Speaking of Tonk, it's Tonk time. Let's avoid the mines.
We're coming to help.
I can't. Shit.
This place isn't safe. Fall back. Proceed with caution. Please don't put yourself at risk.
Yeah. The Edelweiss is a little too chunky. Okay, wait a minute. I got an idea.
Watch out for long-distance gunfire.
I got an idea. It's a little fiddly,
Please neutralize the enemy supply
but I'm gonna
base.
do this. And the reason I'm doing it is because I'm gonna try to use the tank to block the line of fire. I'm trying to block the line of fire of the tank so that we can try to get in behind it.
Now!
Alright, did we get them both, or did we just get the scout? Okay, we just got the scout, but that's okay. We can sneak up on that shock trooper now. Look, small PPC energy, I know you're quoting Rihanna there, but listen. I absolutely hate that line because that's not how the phrase goes. That is not how the phrase goes, and it drives me insane. Listen, I said this before when we were playing MechWarrior 5. I know that Rihanna is voiced by an actual human being, but holy shit, not only is the dialogue sound like an AI, but just her delivery sounds like she just sounds like a machine. And I'm sorry to the voice actress, like, clearly she was out there trying to make some money. But just... man. Like, no shade intended, I'm just... Anyway, chat. Alright, let's continue the push here. I think we could send in Alicia over here to kinda, you know, sneak around the backside, that's what she said.
Moving out.
Although I don't exactly like the idea of putting all of our eggs in one basket, so to speak.
They blocked the road!
Whoop, not good. That's what I was afraid of. Alright. I mean, if anybody was gonna make this shot, it's gotta be Alicia, right?
Please hit.
Okay, that was very close. She almost didn't make
You're doing well. Just keep it up.
Now, do we think that having already taken damage,
Pay for this!
she can sprint across before the tank kills her?
Please neutralize the enemy supply base.
Because I feel like the answer is no. But we really need to capture that camp so that they don't,
Fire! Blow them to pieces!
so that they don't potentially spawn more enemies.
Don't bite off more than you can
Chat
chew.
says no? Alright. Alright, we'll move her up then. We'll move her up to keep some visibility. Okay, Catherine, I think you're probably gonna be fine where you're at. So here's what we're gonna do.
Leave it back up to me.
I say that, I'm actually gonna send you back because I have a better idea. I want a Lancer. Because Largo's back here, it's fine. It's fine, Chad, it's fine. Alright.
I'll do my best.
Let's see what we can do here.
All units report in.
Okay, he doesn't want to shoot. He does not, in fact, want to shoot. But he can't go anywhere.
I'm on it.
Can I get around here? I cannot. Alright, that's good to know.
Huh, this ain't even fair.
Understood.
Alright, so here's what we do. First of all, I want to get rid of this mine in case we need to back up.
Have you secured a view of the field there?
And then I want to engineer tool the tank.
Thank you.
So that way we can survive another barrage.
Please don't put yourself
And then
at
I'm gonna
risk.
pull you back a little bit so that if he does decide to use a mortar, it's not gonna, you know, it's not gonna go crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
Ready for action.
Let's do a little bit of scouting. That's what scouts are for.
Enemy sighted. Get ready.
All right, we got. Okay, there's another anti-tank cannon up on the hill. We got. What are you? Lieutenant Nonenkopf.
I've got a visual on the supply base.
Can I actually hit him? I can. Oh, that's not him. He's on the other side of the fence. But let's go ahead and take the shot. Alright, that's another commander down.
Did you see that?
Who are these guys?
We already know that they can't
Smells like
shoot us
ooh.
through the fence. So, maybe we use that to our advantage?
Please hurry. I'm afraid they won't wait for us.
Let's just keep the visibility, but I'm gonna leave him here. Alright, let's see what they're gonna do. Need rocket lancer energy. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. That's why I'm deploying a lancer at the camp, so that I can so that I can move in a Lancer and hopefully take out this tank. I say hopefully. Oh, that's a lot of dudes. That's a lot of dudes.
Damage minimal.
Yeah, that's to be expected. Alright. It's times like this.
Roger!
I wish they had the APC in this game. That's an addition in later games, but it would be really useful for getting our Lancers up to the front.
Well, do you have a visual on that base yet?
Can we actually hit anything? No. Alright.
Enemy supply base sighted. It's just ahead.
My turn, okay?
Alright, here we go. So let's just run over here.
Enemy units.
Grab the camp.
Camp occupied. Keep this pace up.
And then go this way.
Act as soon as you spot a target.
Oh no.
Squad 7, I'll leave that zone to you.
Does this... Chad, does this actually... Okay, it does go somewhere. I hope I can blow this up with a grenade, but I don't think I can.
Please hit.
Let's find out. Hey, there you go.
Watch me dance.
Keep advancing.
We got this, Chad. Don't worry. We're just taking some detours. That's all it is. Good to see you, Darknays. Thanks for joining us on a Saturday. Glad to have you. And hopefully the weekend is treating you well so far. You're not late, though. You arrive precisely when you mean to. Hey. Alright,
Okay.
I'm gonna burn some extra command points here because I want to try to get Elise in behind this tank and take it the fuck out so that we can advance. Yeah, it's okay. Take some hits if you need to. Alright. Elise, I believe in you. You can do this. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, there we go.
Good.
There we
That
go.
makes things a bit easier.
Now we can finally advance the rest of our team.
Entering combat.
Wait a bit longer and see how they move.
Alright, what do we got? Anything? We got no shot, huh? Can I then... I don't know if I can blow up the mines with a mortar, but I'm gonna try.
Now!
That would be a negative. At least we know now. At least we know.
Hostile sighted. Currently in pursuit.
I'm just saying, chat, by the way.
I'll do my best.
I've always wanted to see, I wanted to see a Valkyria Chronicles mod for Company of Heroes back in the day, but I'd really like to see like a Men of War or Pay the Arms mod for Valkyria Chronicles. Like, I think it would be perfect, personally. But I'm not a professional modder by any stretch of the imagination. So I wouldn't even know where to start with that. But, like, imagine playing Call to Arms, but it's all Valkyria Chronicles, and, you know, like, for those of you that know Call to Arms, or specifically Call to Arms Ostfront is the game that I'm thinking of when I say that. But if you know, you know. No, I want... There we go. Fix the tank. And I think it would especially be good with, like, the roguelite liberation mode, or whatever they call it, where, you know, it's... You basically have the randomly generated dynamic campaign. I think would be even better, because then, you know, like, for example, if you're playing the Gallian Militia, then obviously there's a huge emphasis on, like, capturing enemy weapons and equipment and stuff, which... Like, make no mistake, in Valkyria Chronicles, you play as the militia. Well, in the first game, you play as the militia. But they are effectively equipped as a professional army. Which... Maybe militia is the wrong word. Maybe that's a translation error, because I don't think a militia would be this well equipped. A militia, by its very definition, is usually a citizen army or paramilitary force which provides for its own equipment and training, whereas something like a National Guard unit, I think, would be a little more apt, where they get access to military equipment and they'd have some military training, right, like Home Guards or reservists or National Guard, as opposed to militia. So I think, like, that's one thing that's always bothered me about this game, is, like, this is not a militia. I mean, you're right, Urs. Technically, the National Guard is an organized militia, but the National Guard is also an official branch of the U.S. military, whereas, you know, your typical citizen militia is not. Even if, you know, in wartime, they might get some material and training from official military units and instructors, that would be like a worst-case scenario thing. Whereas here, I mean, again, they're given uniforms, they're given weapons, they're given, you know, tanks and things. Like, those are things that a just regular civilian militia would not get, even in wartime. In some nations, militia means all able-bodied people capable of serving. I guess that's fair. And they do mention that Gallia has, like, mandatory conscription and military training during school, so, like, it makes sense. It makes sense. But yeah, there's a part of me that feels like Ostfront, Call to Arms Ostfront, would be a great fit for Valkyria Chronicles. But that's just me wishing for a mod that doesn't exist, and that, at least as far as I'm aware, nobody ever intends to make or even attempt to make. Should you be I mean, I am in fact a military nerd. I will be the first to admit that.